right, serious and silliness guy talk. We have the beautiful, the voluptuous, the sexy Roxanne Miller, Instagram model. What's up, Roxanne?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you very much. Thank you for
Oh,
having me.
oh, of course, definitely. I just wanted to have you on. And the real reason I wanted to have you on is because the majority of the girls that I have on this channel have large breasts, but not the majority. All of them have large breasts, but they're all breast implants.
Yeah.
And you, on the other hand, you do not have breast implants. You are naturally blessed.
Exactly.
Okay.
I feel like God loved me a lot.
Okay. What is your actual cup size? And
Um,
the American cup size?
the American cup size is O.
Oh, you're an O cup.
Oh my God, cup, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Where do you even get bras that big? Where do you find them?
Well, the thing is that UK size it's a K cup. So I still find bras in UK.
So they have them in the UK, but by
Yes.
you're in Romania, but they don't have them there.
Well, it's funny because there are plenty of models who came out from Romania.
Mhm.
And I was looking at some point at porn stars proportion per capita per countries. We don't have so many, but we are over 100. So
Okay. Okay. Are they
uh,
expensive to get bras your size, even if they're from
uh,
the UK?
depends. If you want something that's newly out, it's going to be expensive.
Ah,
But you can get sales and stuff like that. It used to be very, very expensive. Like I remember when I was around 19, my parents went to London to visit, and mom got into Hermes, found me an F cup bra because I was F back then,
okay.
and, or an E something, and it was around £50. Now, back in those days, £50 were something like 30 to 50% of a monthly income.
Oh, oh my God. Okay. That's unbelievable. All right.
Now, for me, because I'm a model, I do plenty of projects and stuff like that, and obviously I earn more than regular people.
Mm-hmm.
To me, they're not that expensive, but for somebody who earns a minimum wage, yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they're going to afford it. But when you see these girls that are OnlyFans models, Instagram models, so on and so forth, and they have huge breast implants, what do you think? Do you have like an issue with girls that have huge breast implants because yours are natural? What is your opinion?
I'm like, thank God I didn't have to pay for teeth.
Yeah, tell me about it. That's the truth.
I mean, me, I don't know if they do those implants that big, but I'm a photographer as well, and I've seen breasts being botched a
Yeah.
lot. And whenever I see them, I'm like, thank God. Like, first of all, I don't know how much they cost in the US, but
Mhm.
here, 300cc, or I don't know, whatever, a D
Right.
cup is
Okay.
around 3 to 4 thousand.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So to get to a K cup or a no cup,
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I had a few girls on my channel. I can't remember that. Oh, Luna Mons was one. I can't remember the other girls' names, but they have expander breast implants, which is normally used for girls that have a double mastectomy when they have breast cancer, and then they have to stretch out the skin, so they put expanders. But these girls actually there are plastic surgeons that use expanders for girls that are never satisfied with their breast size, so they continuously can pump them up, and they go once a month, once every other month, and it's just continuous. So they go and they get a fill when they put another 200 cc's in or another 300 cc's, and it goes to the next cup size, and they could just continuously make them larger, 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 larger. And it gets to the point where it's like insane.
Chelsea Chimes had that kind of implant. And during the pandemic, she had an infection because of it, because she couldn't drain them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it could be, I don't know.
Yeah.
But take me through like when you were growing up and you finally were basically developing as a young woman. You were in your early teens or junior high school. What was it like having these huge boobs? Were you embarrassed, or were you flaunting them? Did you like the attention from the young boys? What was it like?
I was a tomboy.
Really?
With boobs.
I was gonna say, how'd you play football with those things? Jeez.
Yeah, actually I did, but not the American football, soccer.
Yeah.
I started growing them, like those little buds that do grow when you're a teenager. Well, mine started to grow at 8.
8?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
By the time I was 11, I was already a C cup.
Wow. Oh my God.
When I was 12, one of my classmates was like, don't you think like you have way too big boobs for your age? And I was like, don't you think that you should fucking mind your own business?
That's a good answer, actually.
Like the fact I didn't put them on.
It wasn't. Yeah, it's like, yeah, right.
But because I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness.
Really?
Really.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah.
Wow.
I had to hide them a lot. And also because in those times you couldn't find bras and stuff like that, and I was already overflowing the D cups.
Mm-hmm.
I had to wear 2 bras.
Yeah.
Because one was for the back strap and one was for the cup. Because here somehow it was believed that if you have big boobs, you also have to be like freaking huge. So it was
right.
a fucking parachute around, right? Like
a
bungee jumping strap.
See, you would have got a lot more Jehovah's Witnesses to join up of the faith if they sent you door to door. And
I did go door to door, but I was always like, fuck, my friends will see me now. And, I was a tomboy because I also liked to avoid drama with the girls, and always got well, and I understood the boys easier.
Okay.
It's my job today.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, exactly. It's the truth. So, but what kind of reaction would you get from the boys when they were 12, 13, 14 years old and you were this young girl and you had these giant boobs?
I was bullied a lot.
Really? By the boys or the girls?
Both, because it was not the norm. Like I was the weird duckling.
Yeah.
So, but when I was 17, I started losing weight. I also overate and ate out of boredom a lot, and comfort food and stuff like that. So I gained a lot of weight, and then by the time I was 17, I decided that I wanted to go to acting university. So because in acting there is no middle ground, I either had to be very, very fat or thin.
Yeah, that seems to be, you're right about that.
And I started losing weight. Boobs shrank down to D.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And they were an H cup when I started losing weight, or
wow,
something like that. Pretty big for a teenager, right?
Right.
When I was in the last year of high school, me and my friends were talking, and we had a classmate that was 1 year older than us. And I said, I would like to have breast reduction.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And thank God we were poor.
Yeah. Oh, God. I would love to know how many girls regret that. They would never tell you the truth, if they would regret it or not. They would never tell you the truth. But I guarantee you that there are girls that regret it.
Yeah.
Because think about it, like you really go from like being special, especially when you get older and you're out of high school and kids aren't teasing you anymore. You go from being special, you go from being guys opening doors for you, guys wanting to talk to you, getting in for clubs to free, getting in bars to free, never having to pay for a drink, all this attention. And then you get your breast reduction, and then that all goes away.
Yeah.
That's gone. So I guarantee you that there are women that actually regret it, but they don't want to admit it because it would mean that they made a wrong decision.
Exactly. And this dude told me, you know what, you need a different kind of surgery. And I was like, what else is wrong with me, you know?
Excuse me. Sorry. Okay, good.
And he was like, you need brain implants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you do. You need a brain implant.
And then when I moved out of my parents' house, I was kicked out of the religion because I wasn't a virgin anymore.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
Barely legal.
Well, what's legal in
18? I was close to 18.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny is in New York it's 17, and in New Jersey the age of consent is 16. So you think of 16, you're like, oh, that's way too young, you know?
You know, 100 years ago, people used to get married at 14. They were virgin and not having kids out of wedlock.
That's right, yeah.
Here, it's like, it's 16 if the guy is not 5 years older.
Oh, okay.
And parents agree with it.
Okay.
If they don't agree, it's 18.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. So before I go on to the next question, I just want to quickly plug some of your websites and YouTube channel and Instagram, and then we'll do it again at the end. So on Instagram, if you want to follow Roxanne Miller, it's the Roxanne Miller. On YouTube, it's Roxanne Miller, and her website is www.roxanne-miller.com. All right. So the next question I have for you is, when did you finally realize that your sexiness and your body was power? When did you start, like, basically just accepting it?
I'm actually not aware still.
Oh, come on. That's a lie. That's a blatant lie. But I looked at your YouTube channels, and you have a particular episode where you do lingerie dressing and you look very sexy and you know how to flaunt it. So when did you realize that you had power in your body?
Well, I started camming at 19. And that was because after going to TV shows and being in public and being an extra and being all that for a month, and sometimes even 16 hours on the set, I was paid roughly $150.
Wow, it's a long day for that kind of money.
And my dreams about becoming an actress were shattered because, real life comes and bills are real, and
That's
you need to eat and you need to dress and you need plenty of things, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a breaking moment in which I said, you know what, I've heard artists suffer for their art. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, and a lot of women find themselves in that position when they're looking to be a legitimate actress. Absolutely, it happens all the time.
And I started camming, and it was I had planned.
Oh, camming. Okay, webcamming. All right, I had to clear that out because the way you pronounce it. It sounds like
that too.
Okay, so she started doing webcamming. Okay, all right. That seems to be big in Romania for some reason.
Yeah, there are like over 20,000. Yeah, 20,000 studios.
Did you work for the famous Andrew Tate or no?
No.
Okay, all right. So continue. So you started webcamming.
And, people started saying, oh my God, you're beautiful. Oh my God, you're sexy and stuff like that. And it helped a lot because I had so many self self-doubting. I didn't love myself.
Yeah. I think a lot of young girls go through that until they realize.
Yeah, and then I had a photographer in the first studio that I worked at, and she was bi, and that helped a lot because she could see what men would want to see, right? And when she showed me some of the pictures, I was like, damn, I fuck myself.
Right. Yeah.
But it's been with plenty of ups and downs. And, as an artist, you rely a lot on external validation. And when that's not there, you get screwed, like really, really big time.
Yeah, you don't feel you don't feel fulfilled. I get it. Yeah, and I think a lot of girls go through that because I think if a lot of girls don't fit in the norm, like if they don't have this thin athletic body or just thin cheerleading body, and they have large breasts or large butt and a small waist, and they get teased by the boys, the girls probably aren't too into them, and then it gets to the point where in some time in their life that they realize that this is what men really find attractive.
Yeah.
And social media has proved that. There are plenty of women like you that are on Instagram and they have 500,000 followers, 1 million followers, and it's just because of their voluptuous body and their beauty and so on and so forth. So social media has helped girls like you to actually validate the fact that, hey, guys actually like what I look like, not what these skinny girls look like that society says we should like.
Also social media is really fake.
Yeah, that too. Oh, listen, that I'm just stating one aspect, but yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, but also in the plus size, and this is going to create a little buzz, I'm guessing. Even in the plus size and a body positive movement, there is a lot of fake. I am a photographer, right?
I can believe that. Yeah.
I do use a lot of Photoshop for my models, for my clients, and I freaking see the edit.
Okay. Gotcha.
You cannot tell me that unless she had surgery, like a tummy tuck or something, a chubby girl will actually have a flat tummy.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yes.
And then I buy those jeans because they looked so good on her, and then I realized that my belly is hanging over them or under the belt, and I'm like, oh. And still will feel bad about myself because I believe that freaking edit or her surgery.
Yeah, that happens a lot too. That really does. What it happens to men too, but it doesn't happen with men. It happens to men with what they look like physically, but that happens to mostly women where they look at social media and they look at these beautiful women or these sexy women or they have these great hourglass figures and they're like, oh, why don't I look like that? And the truth is it's just a small proportion of women. Right. And with men, it's more about the guys that are really financially successful and they see the fancy cars and the money and the planes and so on and so forth. And it's like, that's like 1% of the guys. But social media makes you think that is a ton of people. And I tell, young guys that I know, like either at gym, at the work or whatnot, I'm like, put your phone down. And what you see around you is reality. Your phone's not reality. Yeah. And it just, as much as technology has advanced and is great, it definitely has drawbacks. So I do feel you on that. Instagram is bullshit. There's no question about that.
And there is another thing that, people say, oh my God, she's an Instagram model, she's a cat model, she's a porn star, she's whatever. It's easy to do that. Do it.
Yeah. No.
Do it and let's see how easy it is to stay freaking sane.
Yeah. No, I agree because it's still work. So
it's a lot of work and it's not. You gotta be creative. You gotta,
and it's every day, hours of day. Yeah.
You gotta learn branding. You gotta learn the niches. You gotta learn how it works in the algorithm of social media. That's right. Gotta see what works for you and what doesn't. And you also gotta work out if your friends and family figure out if you don't want
That's
to.
right. You got to figure it. That's right. That's right. These are all things that people, and you're 100% right. There are these young girls that are coming of age, they're 18, 19, 20, and they're like, oh, I'm going to be an OnlyFans girl. I'm going to be an IG model. And they do it and they don't realize what's actually into it. On the flip side with guys, and because I talk to young guys all the time and they go, I'm going to be a social media influencer, and they have no idea what they're getting into. And they go,
and influence on what?
Exactly. Yeah, you're 19 years old. And I actually spoke
what do you have to say?
Yeah. I actually spoke to a guy in the gym. He was a young guy, 19 years old. He didn't have a job, and he said he wanted to be a social media influencer. And I was like, dude, go get yourself a trade, go back to school, because you can't influence anybody. You know nothing. You were 19. 8 years ago, you were 11. You don't know anything about life, and it's like talking to a wall. It's ridiculous, but no, it is. And I've been doing this for 3 years, YouTubing and podcasting, and I'm just starting to figure out what makes a successful YouTuber, a successful podcaster, because I just threw myself into it, and I didn't realize what it took. I didn't realize how YouTube worked, like you said, with the algorithm. I didn't realize how podcasting worked. And it took me about 2.5 years to actually, put it all together and go, this is what I'm doing wrong.
It actually took me almost 13 years to allow myself to be exposed on YouTube or on Instagram a lot more than I used to be. And that was because I feared I had nothing to say. And I actually have now 13 years of experience in the adult industry, and the things that I could teach people, right? Mm-hmm. But I still feel like I don't know much.
Let's actually dive into that. You've done, when you say the adult industry, you did webcamming. How far did you take it in the adult industry?
Well, I do have the porn star status. I have done plenty of softcore, girl too. I haven't done hardcore.
Okay.
That's one thing that I want to keep for myself. I mean, I have everything about me exposed on the internet. I want to keep that for myself.
That's sacred, right? Okay, I understand. Yeah, you want to keep that sacred. I get it.
Plus, I've had at some point a sex tape voluntarily, and when I watched it, I was like, no, dude. No.
So let's go back to your boobs. Tell me what some of the worst things are about having big boobs like you have.
You sweat a lot.
Sweat. Okay.
Recently I started being more active in the sports, right? I started roller skating.
Okay.
And I did struggle to find sports bra that would actually hold my breasts. Mm-hmm. And running is, unless it's, I don't know, something dangerous, I'm not going to run because I know bra can.
Right. Yeah.
You sweat a lot, and in the summer you can actually get rashes.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah, because, it's a lot of skin over the skin, like.
Yeah. Right?
Bras being expensive, hardly find winter jackets. Like in New York, winters here are cold and it snows. Mm-hmm. I cannot wear buttoned-up shirts.
And the buttons just fly off; they just pop off.
Sometimes they do, but the gaps, in between the buttons.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Right. You cannot wear strapless bras. At least at my size, you can.
Okay.
Because they will be like.
Yeah. All right.
And you have to have like a wide strap, so no spaghetti dresses.
Right.
In my case, I find it like I do like jewelry, but if it's a small necklace, you won't see it anyway. So
yeah, you have to, right. That's a good point. You need, like, if you got by jewelry, it's got to be relatively big.
Yeah. To actually attract attention to them. And what else? I do have a hack for when I'm at home and I'm sweating under the boobs. I just drag my t-shirt under
and dry it off, really?
Just hold the t-shirt there.
That's hysterical. All right, okay.
Also, if you don't work out, you are going to have a lot of back problems.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
they hang in front of you, and most of the ladies will like be forced to stay straight, but still, that's a lot of pressure on the back, and most of the times we will tend to be like hunched like that.
Right. Yeah.
I did have a scoliosis crisis at some point. They dropped me.
Really?
They gave me, I don't know if it's the same thing, but it's tramadol.
I'm not sure.
It's like this close to morphine.
Wow, really? Okay.
And the next day with my crisis, I was still fixing a bed from IKEA because I didn't feel anything.
Wow. Yeah, that I could only imagine. Okay. Now, name some of the best things about having big boobs.
Having them.
Just having them in general. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the best things. Having them.
Yeah. Okay.
Not having to pay for them.
That's a good one. Yeah.
And also, I do like the shape they create.
Yeah. What about actually men? Do you get a lot of attention from men? Do they come up to want to talk to you, or so on and so forth?
Most of them, because they are extroverted but still shy. They will scream from across the street or from passing by with a car.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know who came up with that. That's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to be like, oh my God, dude, you haunted me. I just needed a dick in between my teeth.
Yeah, exactly. It's just ridiculous. But yeah.
But I do get a lot of attention when I go out.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but sometimes I feel like, I want to be invisible, mind my own business, and have my own good times. I was Sunday with my friends out in town, and I don't want the attention, but I wear the stuff to get the attention.
Yeah, right.
So I had a very flowy dress, but with a deep cleavage, and I went into a store asking for. It looked like a store, but it was a pub.
Okay.
Right? And I went in there to ask if they have cigs. And the guy was like, dude, do you have cigs? Do you?
Yeah. He couldn't. Yeah, he was mesmerized. Yeah. Now, have you ever flaunted them for a particular reason? Like maybe there's a long line and you want to get in sooner, like maybe a restaurant or a pub or a club or anywhere where it's like, you know what, let me go up to the front and see if I could
no, because I'm
persuade the guy in the front.
I'm too shy to do that.
Really?
Mean, all the real perverts that I know, they are fucking shy.
Okay. But what about if you have a couple of drinks in you and you're with the ladies and they're like,
oh, then I have balls.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Actually, I used to dance in a club.
Oh, okay.
And, it was a kind of burlesque club. And I always was in corset and, like Moulin Rouge kind of outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because plenty of guys were like,
yeah.
And the girl behind them, oh my God, she's so fat. And the guy would be like,
yeah, I know. Right? They make you, that women do that. That's such a terrible trait. I mean, let me rephrase that. That's the trait that both women have. When a woman sees a girl that is sexy with big boobs and a big butt, they don't have that, they automatically go. They either go, oh, she's so fat, or if she has breast implants, go, oh, well, they're fake. Guys do it with guys who have that are very well built. I get it all the time. Guys go, oh, he's on steroids anyway. You know, it's like, dude, yeah, that's what it is. I'm on steroids. I'm not in the gym 5 days a week. I'm on steroids. That's what, you know, and it's just jealousy and envy. It's all it is.
Exactly. But back then it was funny because I was also above all the bar, and I could see people's reactions, right? Mm-hmm. And I did love the attention a lot, even though there were nights in which I felt off, and somehow I was not in a mood to get the attention. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And even on cam, there are days in which I just can't.
Yeah. No, I could totally understand that. When, you know, women are very emotional creatures, and there are times where you're not in the mood, but you still got to go to work or whatnot. And it's like, well, I'm not in the mood, and you feel down on yourself. And then I'm sure there are times that you feel fantastic and you're loving the attention and so on and so forth. And it's a great night or a great day for work. But I could completely understand.
And imagine
the PMS. Swinging of emotion. No, I can't imagine that.
No. Imagine PMS and 5 idiots saying something in a row.
Yeah, no, actually I can't, because I can't relate, and I'm not going to pretend to. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I know what that's like. No.
That's the day when you burn the internet down.
Yeah, sorry, that has got to be difficult. Yeah, I forgot about that whole menstrual cycle you girls go through. It's unbelievable. Tell me about, actually, but before we get to your website, give me a scenario where something really funny happened to you involving your boobs. Like let's say, I don't know, for example, I mean, there was this one girl who came on my show, and she said that her friend had like a 6-year-old boy, and she went to give her a hug, and the kid's face went right into her boobs. Like something to that effect.
That dude is gonna love boobs for the rest.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened to me.
Actually, after just getting hired in the pub to dance, I was online, and I was trying to show the guys my new dancing skills.
Okay.
And I was on these high pumps, and only in my panties, because it was during a countdown. So I was close to the end of the countdown, and I was just entertaining, you know. Okay. And I wanted to show them this position like dance. And because I was on the pumps, I went up on my tiptoes. Mm-hmm. And my tits dragged me to the floor.
You forgot how heavy they were?
I got up, and I was all confused because, you know.
This whole gravity thing is a bitch.
We don't need gravity.
Yeah, unbelievable. All right, that had to be pretty funny. Okay.
And they were like, "Okay, you killed our bonus. No show anymore, because no."
Yeah. No. I doubt. I seriously, I don't think a woman that looks like you, is attractive as you, and has a body like you, I don't think there is anything embarrassing that you could possibly do that a guy would go, oh no, forget it, I'm done. No, I think you could trip over yourself. I think you could fall into a pile of mud, and guys are still like, no, I'm still interested. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you could tell him that you don't like to have sex, and that will.
Yeah, they'll still fucking. Yeah, they'll still.
Yeah. Really? Like, if you have a woman like me who'd never want to have sex, would you still like, yeah, she's hot?
Yeah, because guys think you're full of shit. So they're still trying. They're still going to try. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it works with all the crazy ladies in the world.
No. They guys know you're full of shit. They'd be like, yeah, no. Tell me about your website. www.roxanne-miller.com, and tell me what kind of things you offer on your website.
Well, that's a presentation side of my services. The first page obviously has to be pretty clean, because social media and stuff like that. But after that, you get an intro to what I do is custom content.
Okay.
Because there are plenty of people who just can't find whatever suits them on the internet, and they do want their custom videos, custom pictures, and stuff like that. And also, there are plenty of fetishes that I do, and that are not that regular.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also find my one-on-one time, such as Skype calls or stuff like that.
Okay.
And a little bit of history about me and some pictures and some contact data.
Okay. How come you don't have an OnlyFans? Most girls like you have an OnlyFans.
I do have an OnlyFans.
Oh, you do? I didn't know that. I didn't see it on your Instagram. That's why. Okay. So what is your...
I don't put it because I figured out that the algorithm doesn't like it.
Okay.
So when I didn't used to put the link in my pictures or in my bio, my pictures had roughly 5,000 likes. As soon as I started putting links, they dropped down to 30, 40, 50 likes.
Okay. Yeah, I can. So what is your OnlyFans? So people know.
Roxanne Miller.
But everything is Roxanne Miller. Okay, very easy to find. So if you love Roxanne Miller and you love large breasts like I do, and you want to see more of her, Instagram, the Roxanne Miller, YouTube, Roxanne Miller, OnlyFans, Roxanne Miller, and her personal website, www.roxanne-miller.com. And also I think
on my website, you can find under the contact page the pages on which you can find content, because maybe you don't like OnlyFans, but you like ManyVids, or you like clips for sale, or loyal fans, and so on and so on.
Okay, fantastic. That's great. And I think because bras are so expensive, we should start a GoFundMe for your bras, for 34 bras. We should start a GoFundMe, and everybody chips in a few. And then when you get to 10 bras, then you could send people a pictures of you in the bras. Oh, thank you for donating or something like that. I think that's a good idea. Well, we got to work on that.
Yeah, we should.
All right.
Actually, because I told you that I have ADHD, and one of the traces of it is that you don't ask for help.
Okay. Well, right. you certainly don't ask for help. You certainly are working very hard. We can see all these social media platforms that you're on. So apparently you are doing well for yourself, and it's actually very nice to see that you're doing well for yourself.
Well, there comes the other personality of mine. No, kidding. I could do better, but I'm a control freak. So whenever there is somebody willing to help, even in producing and stuff like that, I'm like, if I need to explain you what I want to see in the end result, I'm like, let me do it myself.
Right.
It will take more time for you to understand what I want than do it myself.
Right. No, I kind of understand that. I kind of get it, because a lot of times people that do interviews on social media, they have an agent, and you have to contact the agent, and a lot of these people, they want to be paid, right? Especially if they're larger social media followings, right? If they're big names, whatever genre. So what's big in YouTube right now, or for the last few years, is the mafia, the gangsters. They get out of jail, they write books, they start podcasting, and people want to invite them on and have a conversation, and they go, we want to get paid, because they have to make a living, and
it's the same in Romania.
Yeah, exactly. But then they have an agent and they get a percentage of that. It's like, dude, why don't I just contact you directly, and you don't have to give your agent anything? I don't understand that.
I do have an agent, but what she has to do is completely different than what I do.
Okay.
I can't be bothered with bills rent and stuff like that. It's for me to be able to cope with all the things that I have to do and stay creative. I just can't be thinking about, oh my God, the electricity bill should be paid, the internet bill should be paid, and all that stuff, right? So yeah, and also it's hard for me to wait, because on all the platforms, the waiting time for a video to be uploaded, it's different. And for me to just wait, it's impossible. So she does that too.
Okay, that's very good. I actually have somebody I work with who edits my stuff, and she's become more of a friend and an advisor when should I do this and should I do that? Should I do this? So it's always good to have somebody good in your corner working with you. Well, Roxanne, I want to thank you very much for coming on. Truly appreciate it. And like I said, Roxanne Miller, IG, YouTube, Roxanne Miller, OnlyFans, Roxanne Miller, her website, roxanne-miller.com. Go check her out. If you're listening to this on a podcast on Spotify or Apple iTunes, she is a beautiful redhead with 34 O-cup boobs. So it is worth going to see it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't have to explain that. You can just see it for yourself.
It's good that I have makeup because I just blush under it.
Well, Roxanne, thank you very much. And it is 2:30 in the morning by me, which means it is about 9:30 a.m. by you. Okay, because you're 7 hours ahead. But we're going to be in touch, and you'll definitely come back on. And once again, thank you very much. It's been an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.